Hey everyone, welcome back to the One Exam Prep and Next Level Contractor channel, dedicated to helping you start, run, and grow your construction business. Today we're talking about the Virginia Contractor Exam and, more importantly, the common mistakes that cause people to fail and how to avoid them. Whether you're taking the exam for the first time or retaking it, this video will help you avoid costly errors so you can pass with confidence. And let's get started. So mistake number one is not understanding the exam structure. One of the biggest mistakes is not knowing how the exam is structured before walking in. The Virginia Contractor Exam has different classifications, and each one has specific content you need to be prepared for. So here's a quick breakdown. General contractors have class A, B, or C and requires business and law knowledge. Trade-specific exams cover technical knowledge like plumbing, electrical, HVAC. Mandatory pre-licensing course. Class A and B contractors must complete an 8-hour pre-licensing course. If you're unsure about which classification you need, check with Virginia DPOR website to avoid taking the wrong test. Mistake number two is underestimating the business and law exam. Many people focus only on the trade portion and ignore the Virginia business and law exam. This is a huge mistake because it's required for Class A and B licenses and can be trickier than expected. The topics include contracting regulations, tax laws, workers' compensation, project management, and lien laws. If you're only studying construction knowledge and skipping business law, you could fail even if you're a great contractor. Make sure to review the laws and regulations that apply to your business. Mistake number three is poor time management during the exam. Many test takers get stuck on difficult questions to run out of time before finishing. Here's how to manage your time effectively. Time management tips. Don't dwell on one question too long. If you don't know the answer, mark it and move on. Use the open book advantage wisely. Know where to find answers quickly and practice with a timer. Simulating the exam conditions at home will help you stay on pace. And remember, the goal is to answer as many questions correctly as possible, so don't let one tricky question ruin your chances. Mistake number four, not practicing with the right study materials. Not using the right study materials is another big mistake. Many people rely on general construction knowledge, but the exam questions come from specific reference books. So make sure you have the official reference books allowed during the exam, a well-organized tabbing system for quick lookups, and practice exams that mirror the real test format. If you need help with the study guides or practice tests, check out the resources we offer at One Exam Prep. We provide everything you need to study smarter and not harder. Mistake number five, ignoring the open book format. The Virginia Contractor Exam is open book, but that doesn't mean you can just flip through the book and expect to pass. Here's what you should do instead. Know the layout of the reference books. If you can't find an answer quickly, the open book advantage won't help. Number two, use highlighted and tabs. Mark key sections so you don't waste time searching. And number three, practice looking up answers. Take time practice tests to get used to finding answers fast. Many people fail because they assume the open book format makes it easy. It actually requires just as much preparation, if not more. Mistake number six, skipping code and regulation questions. Another mistake is ignoring questions about Virginia's specific codes and regulations. Some contractors assume their out-of-state knowledge is enough, but Virginia has unique rules you must know. Important areas to study are the Virginia Uniform Statewide Building Code, licensing laws and DPOR regulations, and safety standards and OSHA requirements. Even experienced contractors struggle with this part, so make sure you review Virginia's legal and safety codes. Mistake number seven, failing to register for the exam correctly. It sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many people fail because they didn't register properly or bring the right documents to the test. So avoid registration mistakes by double checking deadlines and requirements, registering with PSI Exams Virginia testing provider, and bringing proper identification on test day. A simple paperwork mistake can delay your ability to take the exam and get licensed, so don't overlook this step. Okay, so let's talk about how to pass the exam. So to be licensed, the designated employee must pass an exam to confirm that you've attained at least a minimum level of knowledge regarding the principles, practices, statutes, and regulations. So the Department of Professional and Occupational Regulation has contracted with PSI to conduct the examination process. So after passing the necessary exams, you can apply to the Virginia Department of Professional Occupational Regulation for a license. Once the department has verified that you have met all of the requirements, the department will issue the appropriate license. And you must take a pre-license 8-hour course called the Virginia Pre-Licensing Course. So let's talk about the different classifications. The Class A contractor license is the highest level of contracting license in Virginia. It imposes no monetary limits on individual project sizes or annual revenue. To qualify, a contractor must have a minimum net worth of $45,000. Additionally, the qualified individual, the person with the company with hands-on field experience, must have at least 5 years of verifiable experience. The individual can be an employee or a member of management, and Class A individuals take all three parts of the exam. Class B contractors is a mid-tier option allowing contractors to take on larger projects and generate more revenue than Class C, though it remains more limited than Class A. Contractors with Class B license can handle projects up to $120,000 and maintain annual revenue up to $750,000. To qualify, a contractor must have a minimum net worth of $15,000, and the qualified individual must have 3 years of verifiable experience. Now, there is a Class C option, and that's the entry-level option, and that's the smallest of the licenses. It permits contractors to undertake projects up to $10,000 with annual revenue limits of $150,000. So unlike Class A and B, there is no minimum net worth. However, the qualified individual must have 2 years of experience, and Class C only takes the first part of the exam. So the Class AB business exam covers several subject areas to ensure that contractors understand business management, legal requirements, and financial responsibilities. And the main topics include Virginia regulation and licensing, business organization and management, estimating and bidding, contract management, project management, risk management, environmental and safety regulations, financial and tax management, and labor laws and employment regulation. All right. So if you were to sign up with One Exam Prep, we would provide you with a nice checklist that would give you exactly all the steps that you need to do to get your license in Virginia. And of course, we have all the business and law courses online that simulate real test taking environments as well as everything else. So how to pass, you can, at One Exam Prep, we have book packages for the open book part of the exam. We can actually highlight and tab it for you. We have live virtual classes and, of course, online courses that simulate the environment just like this. As you would see, you would log in and you would actually have a simulated test environment. So, all right, let's recap. To pass your Virginia contractor exam, avoid these common mistakes: not understanding the exam structure, ignoring the business and law portion, poor time management, using the wrong study materials, misusing the open book format, skipping Virginia-specific codes, and messing up the registration process. If you follow these tips, you'll be way ahead of the game. And remember, if you need extra help, check out One Exam Prep for the best study materials, practices, and exam prep support. If you have questions, drop them in the comments or send us an email at sales@oneexamprep.com. Give us a call at 877-775-9400, and always visit us at oneexamprep.com.